This is Miraj. Miraj makes a living as a travel writer. He loves motorcycling, golf, playing the guitar, and just bumming around. He's decided to travel for a year to find himself. About time.
This is Johan. Johan is a photographer. Johan is Swedish, but he's lived and worked in 4 continents. He's done some pretty interesting gigs along the way. Johan's current obsession is shooting astral time lapses. He plans to backpack in India for a year of travel and adventure.
Let the games begin! Chopdem!
Chopdem! That's a pretty ominous sounding name if you ask me. Especially if you're going up against a bunch of lads that go by that name on a football field. The sport is really popular in Goa, and I'm pretty sure these guys know a thing or two about kicking a football. But it's our shins I'm worried about. It's WION Traveller versus Chopdem Village, and the boys are pretty stoked. Leading Chopdem is Diago Brito. On our side, the superstars are Janmejoy Bhattacharjee and Jinu Raj. Both these boys are no walkovers. No, that would be Miraj and me.
Go on! Go, Jinu, go! Jinu is our only hope, and he's also struggling. Johan, how's it going? How's it going, bro?
This is tough.
This is tough?
Yeah.
Have you ever played football in your life before?
It must be the ground, or fitness, or skill. Combined effort of both. Oh.
Jinu! Jinu!
While Joy and Jinu take the lead, we're just basically all over the place. For some reason, they keep looking at Miraj and me saying, Garda wahan per hai. I have no idea what that means, but Miraj isn't amused.
Oh no! Oh no! It's not looking good! It's not looking good! Ah! Goal!
Okay, maybe it's not too evident, but the Chopdem boys took pity on us. I mean, it wasn't really much of a contest, and they did everything but score an own goal to give the game some respectability. To be fair, we knew that losing this game was a distinct possibility, so we came prepared to be good losers.
The winner gets...
The winner! We are Chopdem! 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 These guys really love it.
Span, villas and suites apart in Goa is in Chopdem, right on the banks of the Seolem River. It's a real find too, a quiet little enclave isolated from the hustle and bustle of town. We haven't seen any ferries on this part of the river either, although the occasional houseboat will drift by every now and then. In the morning today, I saw one that had dropped anchor for the night. Johan and I have been anything but busy, catching up on our reading, lying about in hammocks and just having a good time.
The whole relaxing bit gets to me pretty quickly. I'd rather go catch a swim, and I've got this pool all to myself. The gym is new, and considering that we're in Goa, any bit of working out will go a long way in undoing all the decadence that we're bound to indulge in.
Goa, with its laid-back vibe, gorgeous villas, night markets, beaches, surfeit of restaurants and a perennial sea breeze, India's favourite vacation destination is charming to say the least. Which is why it isn't hard to understand why so many visitors like me who live in big cities start dreaming about moving here. But taking a vacation in a place is one thing, and living and working there is quite another. I've been wanting to chat with someone who's made the move to get a sense of what it's like to live in Goa.
Jack! No boy. What a blast from the past. So, how are you doing? I'm coming.
I met Jack Leenaars many years back when he lived in Delhi. Jack is Dutch and worked as a foreign correspondent at the time. Eventually, he quit his job and started Delhi by Cycle, a company that offered bicycle tours to visitors in Delhi. Concerned about the effect of Delhi's polluted air on his children, Jack sold the company and moved to Goa, and I haven't seen him in years. I recognize quite a few people in these pictures, Jack.
Maybe you are one of them. Huh?
Oh man, so good to see you, buddy. So good to see you. कैसे हो? Wow. Oh, have I met her?
I don't think so.
Huh?
Jewel,
Hello.
meet Meraj.
What class are you in? Oh, wonderful, wonderful. Show me your pad, yeah, it looks lovely.
Yeah, so Jewel, let's start. This is her room.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. Jewel, your bedroom is so much nicer than mine.
She's actually called the Secret Prince of Saliga, but nobody should know. Huh?
Oh, alright. Hush. This is the Hush Hush magazine. Jewel was born after I met Jack last. When I arrived, she was about to leave for her ballet class. Even more importantly, she was going to cycle there. It's quite evident that Goa works at least for the children. Wow, look at that. What
Beautiful,
a spot. What a spot, Jack. I mean, where are we exactly?
So actually we're right in the center of North Goa. I mean, if you do you know the beach is Baga Beach?
Well, I don't go there, but yeah, I know where it is.
Yeah, so Baga Beach is right there.
Wow.
Kalangut Beach, Kandolim Beach, it's right in front of here. And it's nearby, but it's far away.
Wow, but you're in the
Pretty peaceful.
touristy spot of Goa, but it doesn't look like it from here.
No, it's but it's peaceful, eh?
Unbelievable.
And windy as well. I mean,
But why did you choose to live in this part of Goa?
because we have three children, as I
Right,
told you, and
right.
the schools are nearby.
Right.
And for us, it's nearby everything.
Wow.
So
So you're having the best of both worlds, really. The markets are closed and the beach is just beyond that, is it?
it's right there. Yeah. So that's Baga Beach. You can see the mountain range there.
yeah. Sure.
And it's Baga Cliff. It's
Baga
beautiful,
Cliff,
beautiful
really?
spot.
So-
It's peaceful there.
Thousands of people there, no?
On one side.
Right.
Then you have the river,
Right.
and on the other side, nobody.
No way.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I couldn't have imagined that. Should we make a sortie?
You want to go there?
I mean, how far is it?
No, you can see it from here, so it's about 50 minutes.
I mean, it is quite windy,
Yeah.
so it probably won't hurt to walk or what?
Cycle?
Yeah.
I cycle.
Goa by cycle.
And I'm a cyclist. Yeah, come on.
Okay, all right. You got two cycles, huh?
Yeah, I have more. So,
Oh,
yeah.
perfect. Let's do this.
Yeah.
I never go to Baga Beach. It's tourist central and in my mind emblematic of the havoc that uncontrolled tourism can wreak on a place. I hadn't been here for so long that I'd forgotten just how pretty this beach is. So if somebody wants to move to Goa, what would you want them to think about? Like what would you tell me? What would you want me to think about?
Well, first, I agree. I mean, because I had this dream as well.
Right.
Actually running my company, which was in Delhi,
Right.
from the beach with just my laptop. Sitting here on a spot like this, for example, and be able to run my business.
Right.
Which I managed. And then you always get to the point, okay, I managed, I did it, I realized, and then what's next?
Right.
And the main thing that people forget, it's a city has dynamics.
Yeah.
It's actually pushing you, you know, you don't have to think, you only have to think like left, right, when do you want to stop, which is quite maybe a challenge in the city because it's a rat race.
Right.
But the moment you are here,
Right.
it's not there. And same like silence can be quite confronting.
Right. Right.
And but the main challenge, I think, it's maintaining yourself, making a living,
Making a living.
yeah, earning money. Either you have to, what I did, commuting between Goa and the place where, for example, Delhi, where you used to belong, or Mumbai, or
Right.
Hyderabad, Goa, Pune.
Right.
But then you don't get really into the Goa feeling.
If you do that. Oh, then you're still a visitor.
Exactly.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. Or you have to really move here, get a local job, but then you get paid less, and
That's hard to sort of.
yeah,
Because then with that money, you can only live in Goa.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah. And you're not used to that.
no, because you have the big city mindset.
No, but also you were a city guy.
I know.
You used to party and you liked sort of socializing and meeting people. And although I reckon you meet a lot of people here as well.
Yeah,
But I mean,
and we did that initially, the first 2 years,
right.
and then gradually, you know, you step out and you see the other side of Goa. You see nature, you see like you avoid these kind of beaches, like Baga, Kandolim,
You
Kalangut.
find places like these to avoid
Yeah,
places like
yeah,
those.
Yeah, yeah.
So you've managed to make a living doing content writing?
content writing. We have the Saturday night markets. You know the famous markets.
Right.
So we have a shop there. It's really cool stuff.
You're really hustling, that means, eh?
Yeah, we're hustlers.
Yeah. I mean,
But I think when you're a hustler, Goa is the place to be.
because you can figure it out.
When you're straightforward and you want to have like one job with a 9-to-5 mentality and you're expecting like a certain pay every month,
That's not going to happen.
it's difficult.
So basically, don't look for a job in Goa.
No.
Figure out what you can do.
Go in, get yourself into the Goa mindset, into the Goa flow, and then it's become a hustler. Yeah.
And then you can enjoy sunsets like this.
Yeah.
Could I live in Goa? I think so. But at the same time, I'm afraid that I'd become too relaxed here, too chilled out. One day, perhaps.
Mrinmayee Thakur spent a year exploring caves in Goa while she was studying architecture. She found many interesting centuries-old caves, and we're joining her for a tour to some of the ones she has documented and researched.
Talegaon is a small town that abuts Panaji, also known as Panjim, the capital of Goa. It's the last place you'd expect to find a cave, and Mrinmayee takes us into a residential enclave and stops right next to a large tree that appears to have a large hollow. The Talegaon cave, hiding in plain sight, was discovered when the undergrowth surrounding the tree was cleared a few years back.
This is the cave.
This looks like a typical, well, you know how it is in India. Johan, you would have seen like trees with like little temples.
Yeah.
Looks a bit like that.
But isn't it cool how the tree is just becoming a part of the roof on this thing?
So, okay, this is a man-made cave, you're saying? Huh?
Entirely man-made.
How old do you think this is?
This is somewhere end of 4th century.
End of 4th century?
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, of
So
course.
this
Right now, Johan is thinking if I started a time lapse here in the 4th century, I stopped it today.
Then I was thinking this thing would have come down to the base of this platform. This whole thing would have been a completely square room, is it?
Yes, all of this, the laterite that you can see is actually the wall which was there
Right.
on this side.
Okay, I have to admit, I've never heard about caves or cave systems in Goa
Yeah.
as like a thing. How did you find this?
So I actually started studying the caves in my final year when I was interested
Because you like dark spaces.
I actually liked pre-Portuguese architecture
Oh, you like
and really old architecture.
Right. Today, you're going to take us around to a series of caves from different eras or from different
all
eras?
of them are from different centuries.
From
literally.
different centuries and different topographically and geologically also.
Absolutely.
Is this the oldest one that we're going to? This is the oldest one, is it? Or?
No, this is the second oldest one that we are going to see. So this cave was discovered after this entire building complex around it was built.
We're famished, and Mrinmayee insists we have a traditional Goan breakfast before heading to the next cave. Real Cafe is one of the oldest eateries in Panaji.
People come here to have their morning breakfast, bhaji ka, puri bhaji or whichever it is. The bhaji which they prepare here is a local curry, coconut curry.
Sorry, will you excuse me? I just realized I've forgotten my sunglasses are lost, so I need to get one.
Okay, cool.
You guys order for me.
Cool,
Yeah?
cool.
Okay.
Well,
I'll be back.
Sure.
we'll get you some Goan breakfast.
So we are having buns, we are having bhaji and pav. So pav was also brought in by Portuguese, so now it has become like one of the staple diets over here.
Okay.
And we've ordered mixed bhaji with pao, a local bread. The bhaji is a potato stew spiced up with chickpeas masala.
That's very good.
This is a different kind of
Oh,
flavor.
yeah. And crispy also. Wow. But it's very delicious.
The next cave is located further inland and requires us to get on a ferry to the other side of Mandovi River.
fun, eh? Gino, I'm glad you're not driving, bro. Get on.
Narve is a small village that hasn't really changed at all over the years, Mrinmayee tells us. Here, we're as much a spectacle for the villagers as the village is for us. I haven't seen this part of Goa at all. It's amazing just how different it is from the touristy parts of North Goa, which I usually stay at. There's a local vendor selling ice cream of all things. Nothing like a mango ice cream in the middle of a sunny day out.
There it is, huh?
So we are at Narve Caves.
Oh. So this village is Norway, no?
This village is Narve, and both these caves are also called as Narve Caves.
Wow, this now looks quite ancient, eh?
So is this considered a two-room cave or just one larger one? Because it looks like pillars here in the middle.
Yes, so this is a second typology that we have, double-celled caves.
Okay.
So this is a double-celled cave in which there is an inner sanctum. There is an outer room for devotees or followers to sit. So this cave belonged to one of important Buddhist people, which we can see because there is extensive amount of decoration outside the cave.
Quite.
So you can see there is an eye-shaped mark as such on this column, and here the inner sanctum and outside porch is separated by two columns.
Right, these, okay.
So now they started chiseling out the wall which separates them into columns because they knew that visualization is also important, and they could see the person who is sitting inside.
Right. Wow.
So the podium you can see inside was meant for a Buddhist monk to sit there and meditate. This is a spring on which both the Buddhist monks staying in these caves were dependent on.
Discovery is relative. By all accounts, these caves and this perennial spring have played a central role in this village for ages. The year-round water supply is used by the villagers for drinking as well as irrigation.
Mrinmayee has saved the most dramatic cave for last. In Lamgao village, there's a Buddhist cave, where Mrinmayee made an interesting discovery a few years back.
So this is the second cave of Lamgao.
Wow, look at this.
Oh, this looks
One
huge,
of the
huh?
biggest caves in Goa.
One of the
Wow.
So this is a Chaitya Griha. What you see over here, this arch under that is like a podium where they would sit. Chaitya is you are peacefully meditating, and Griha is ghar.
Oh, I see.
So where you are like you are resting in peace, kind of. It's symbolized in Buddhism.
Element of Buddhism.
Yes. So you see this element, this chisel mark of the cave.
Right.
This entire part is continued right on the ceiling of this cave. Because of which we understood that this entire rock has been cut out and fallen down from this part of this cave.
Right.
So this was like a full entire ceiling,
It would have been an overhang
Yes.
fully, huh?
Wow.
which then fell down
Oh.
because there were no columns supporting it. So nobody knows purpose of this cave, why it was built, and it definitely wasn't for meditative
Well,
purposes.
it would have taken a lot of work as well. This thing is huge.
Ceremonial, perhaps, you think?
So there was a podium right in the center where that ceremony or the larger part functioning of the cave would be. It was hollow behind, and it wasn't known while they chiseled this cave.
Oh.
And it fell down eventually, exposing that full natural cave behind it. This entire part was the outer chamber, and then the columns were there inside.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
But now three out of four have fallen. I hope it's
Yes.
still safe in here. Huh?
No, exactly. I'm just wondering.
The
I mean,
ceiling
that's
won't
fallen.
fall off,
And this one's right here.
but it slowly started to erode, and it's in desperate need of protection. The cave which is there following the back of this cave, that is entirely natural, and that's where the bats have colonized.
What century do you think this cave is from?
So this dates back to somewhere in 7th century, late 7th century, and it actually predates the Ajanta Ellora cave.
Mrinmayee advises us to not go too far inside, as the cave is home to a colony of fruit bats. But as usual, neither Mirage nor I are known to heed sound advice. Back crazy, bro. That is something else. I've never been inside a bat cave.
No, 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 no.